Okay, part two. I'm going to wrap this up quickly. Okay, back to the story. No, it's not. It was a great. Okay, so he's dead, and he has 3 beers in his system, no marks on his body, a large amount of amphetamine-like substance in his urine, and he is he's under psychiatric care in lieu of 9 months imprisonment. And the detective who busted him just came forward with his explanation, actually. Made people sad, though John Lennon was busted one time. And when John Lennon, he never mentioned Brian Jones, you say, he never mentioned him. No, I saw you by the pool and all your friends called you a fool. That's from Genesis P. Orge's Psychic TV. God's Star. It's a great song, and Genesis P. Orge was, he was rather, he was an art, he's an interesting man, died this year. So, Genesis P. Orge, right? The founder of Industrial, so all you little Nine Inch Nail fans, you can thank Mr. Genesis P. Orge for that, alright? He was a good guy. Good to his wife and his child, so. There was total weirdo. Anything goes with that guy, chant, he's just all hail, I'm just rambling. Well, Aleister Crowley, he went a little beyond Aleister Crowley. But it was all in good, he had, why am I talking about him? Well, because he was a very intelligent man. In fact, the Queen tried to have him, deported for treason, but his best mother was best friends with the Queen, so he's what you might say an intellectual, and he was, listen to God's Star, or watch the video too, it's great. And okay, back, so the detective, he said, well, the Home Office, that means the 10 Downing Street, the Prime Minister, which really means the Queen too, come on. Fuck the Queen. Okay. Anyways, she's she's not Gotha. I'm not thinking it's German, but it's not Germany. That's all I'm saying. And, for God's sakes. I don't really mind, I'm saying Philosopher King, I don't mind if you admire a person, and you consider them a father to others if you want to. But an inherited position, it's kind of silly, isn't it? I mean, look at Prince Charles here. It's just silly. It's a silly, stupid thing. The monarchy, that's stupid. It's stupid. Right? Monarchies are stupid. I mean, you can have a little king. I think Brian Jones, he could be king of the Britons because he's from Wales, and that's really where he's from Britain. In fact, his parents were born in the town that, of course, who? Arthur? Yes, Arthur. Yeah. So he could be king of the Britons. Okay, shut up, first of all, that one. So Brian Jones, the detective, he said this year that the Home Office wanted publicity for awareness of the cost of drugs, or the cost of being, prosecuted for drugs. What will happen to you? So they wanted celebrities to be, public spectacles. Put them in the stocks, something like that. Beat them, and I don't know, that kind of mentality. And they did lecture Brian Jones. Because Brian Jones was actually his first arrest in '67. He was arrested the day that they went to court. But when they went to court, I should know this properly. We see somebody wrote this piece saying a butterfly in the wheel, and so they got off, and Mick Jagger and Keith Richards were at that Chris Richards party with, you know, the naked little girl with the Mars bars up her body and all that. Big deal, you know. But it was, they were really caught having a big party, and Brian Jones was it was just I think it was. I don't even know if he was even there. He was having his home, place of domicile, used to take drugs. I mean, 7 search warrants, you know. So they got off court, and then Brian Jones was busted that day. So I think Mick Jagger said he didn't say that he'd been unfairly prosecuted because he wasn't the person at the bar going on and on about how great drugs were. It was Brian Jones got the wrong person. He was going to sue the newspaper, so whatever. It all worked out for Mick Jagger. It didn't work out so well for Brian Jones. Don't blame Mick Jagger, you know. They were, you know, I mean, he takes, the whole kind of, his bandmates killed him is a silly thing. His bandmates didn't kill him. They weren't very nice to him, but they, for God's sakes, musicians don't kill each other. They're musicians, you know. They're like girls, pretty much. They're not, they don't do that kind of stuff, man. You know, man, you know, that'd be a drag. You know, it's like, you know, they jam together. So he didn't kill him. But who killed him? It's about Brian Jones. I know I'm jumping around. I'm on drugs. I'm just kidding. Brian Jones said in '68. He said when he was arrested, and it was right after Jumpin' Jack Flash came out. You know, his glasses. You know. He said, "Oh, you've ruined everything." Just when we, you know, because you know, it was a real setback when he got busted and 67. His girlfriend, Ruby Tuesday, showed them he could make a pretty little song if that's what you want. And he said, "Now you've ruined everything." So, anyways, when I can lose my train of thought. So he was the detective said that the Home Office wanted his example. So in 1968, a year later, he was busted. Oh, this is my point. Yes. When he was asked in '68, and he was in serious, he was going through hell because he was convicted of second conviction, you know. So then now he's on formal probation. In fact, he has a prison term of 9 months over his head. No other rock star had that, dude. Nobody else had that. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. John Lennon wants to live in Manhattan. Yeah. Okay. He can't get a green card, but he did. He managed to. But he was persecuted too. Brian Jones said in the car, said about the court thing. Said, well, what's really important is the album. The album is what mattered. You could say what's going on is the consequence of bad behavior, or you could say state persecution. What's important is the music. I say state persecution, quote unquote. I'm not saying I say. Brian Jones said, I say state persecution. So that's what was Brian Jones' opinion. Was what was going on. He was being persecuted by the state. And he was. And so I used to wonder, there's a rumor, and rumors are true, usually, that